to draw your own diagram. I'll walk around the classroom while I do this and answer any questions that you have, and so hopefully the distant students will also get the benefit of some of the discussion that we have here. I don't know if there's any way for Abilene, for example, to call. Abilene, I think if you're there, you can ask questions also. And then we'll come back and I actually have a solution that we'll show you. And we'll go through and discuss it just to make sure everyone's on the same page with basic ER features. All right, so let me send this down here. And then I do want you working with somebody. The idea here is for you to communicate and collaborate with other students. We learn by teaching other people or asking and collaborating with other people. So this is intended to be a learning exercise. I want to hear some noise in the classroom, so pair up with the person next to you. Read through this description. In fact, let's read through a little bit of it right now, and then I'll let you loose to kind of do some of your own design. And let me see if I can change. Okay, that's a little easier to read. Let me try this one. I'll put it back at 100. Okay, so we have a stock application, and again, what you want to do is develop an ER diagram. This is a firm that purchases and sells stocks for its clients. The books they maintain include information about clients, client portfolios, and some of the orders that they process. We're also going to be using this application during the semester for some of your homework assignments. So this is a way I use of introducing this. Eventually, we'll start with the ER diagram, then we're going to look at the relational design. And then we'll come back and do relational algebra and SQL queries over this same database. So you're going to be seeing this multiple times over the semester. So the company keeps track of clients, and there's some information here that describes that it stores about clients. Although each stock has a name, traditionally stocks are uniquely identified by 3 stock symbols, so the company keeps track of all the current up-to-date price of each stock. Each client has 1 or more portfolios maintained by the company. And remember, a portfolio just represents your investments and which stocks you've invested in. Also, many clients can share a single portfolio. Each portfolio has a creation date, a unique portfolio ID, and a value updated at the end of every day. The number of portfolios for each client is limited to 5. So the company's main business is to place buy-sell orders for portfolios, stock buy-sell orders for portfolios. The company maintains information regarding pending orders until they're complete. Each portfolio can issue 2 orders a day for free, and then each additional order costs $50 in commissions. Each pending order has a type that's either buy or sell, a market price, an amount, which represents the number of shares of the stock to be traded, a date, and a commission value. Each order is placed by a portfolio for a specific stock. The stocks currently in a portfolio are called current holdings. The company also maintains current holdings in its books. Each current holding indicates the number of shares of a particular stock, the purchase price, the date of the purchase. Each holding is identified by the portfolio that they belong to and the order in which they were processed for that particular portfolio. So what you want to do is create a conceptual schema for this database. You want to take the concepts that we just looked at for the ER model, sketch out an initial design. From this description, what are the entities? What are the relationships? What do you see as the cardinality constraints between those? What are their attributes? Which things represent the keys? And then sketch out an initial ER relationship. And then if you notice, there's also this last statement. State clearly any unspecified requirements and your assumptions when designing the schema. What that's referring to is that as you read through this description, you might find things that you can't necessarily represent directly in the ER, in the ER model. So are there any things in this description, for example, that you can't represent in terms of entities, relationships, and cardinality constraints? They represent things you eventually want to implement as part of the application, but you can't express it as part of the ER diagram. So we'll have to find some other way of expressing those things and eventually implementing those constraints. Okay, so take a few minutes. I'll give you at least about 10 minutes to look through this, and then we'll come back and I'll open up, since it is kind of a large diagram, it might be kind of difficult to read on the document camera from what you sketch out. So we'll open up my solution and we'll go through and talk about it, and that'll hopefully make sure that everybody understands all the ER concepts so we can move on from there. Okay. And remember what I said, I want to hear some noise, so don't be shy. You want to talk to the person next to you if you don't know them. This is a good chance to introduce yourself, and I'll go along and ask and find out if you have any questions. Finding your entities? Okay. You guys know each other? Okay, well you should introduce it. Good thing to do is kind of go through and underline, pick out the entities, underline entities, and then see what you can figure out from there. You guys know each other? Okay. How about you? You working with this group? All right. You guys know each other? Okay. So you should, or are you picking out the entities there? Okay. How about over here? You guys know each other? Okay. And over here. All know each other? Okay. Only that side of the room. They didn't know each other. Questions so far?
We are discussing that I think this cannot be represented by the ER diagram. You can at max represent that the two orders, but you cannot represent for day in the entity relationship. Then how can you identify that the two orders will be for day, per month, or week?
Well, yeah, so you're probably right. That's in terms of what we know about the ER model. Each portfolio issues 2 orders
So
per day for free.
You can use min-max pair to relate with the order, and you can put it maximum as a 2, but you cannot represent what is
Per
that
day.
2
Yeah.
for day, for week, for month, for 15 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it possible to put the relationship like number of orders per day?
You'll have-